Alright, let's go ahead and start up the N Stalker Free Edition 2012. Now again, this is a free product that you can download freely off their website. And it does a pretty good job, but keep in mind, as with any free product, there are some limitations. And I would suggest that you check out their website for those limitations so you can see what the value is of purchasing the full product versus using their free product. So what we can do here, as you can see, we have kind of the outline of different options we have available, from policy editor, report manager, and so forth. And it's pretty straightforward. So basically what we want to do here is, let's pick a scan to do. So here we can do a manual test, we can do a full cross-site scripting assessment, OWASP policy, web server infrastructure analysis, and so forth. Let's go just do a spider only, and let's go ahead and put in our URL. In this case here, we're going to do www.mile2.com, and let's go ahead and start the scan wizard. Options we basically have available are the scan policy. This is going to be what type of test we're going to do, which in our case, we're doing the crawling or the manual test. Crawl through the URL and then stand by for manual attacks. Then we have scan sessions we can load if we had any. We also can load spider data, which in this case here is not available on the free edition. We can also optimize our settings, which will be our next section. And from here we can actually go in and here we can just click optimize. It'll go out there and actually check to see what the rates are and optimize it to the best of our abilities in regards to that. Alright, so let's let that go here for just a second. Alright, so as we can see, it went through and found in this case 8 additional hosts we could use, and also to enhance speed they've restricted to 30 pages variations. So you can see here it kind of helps with the overall scanning of the site and so forth. At least you have that option available. The authentication side here, we can either do enable HTTP authentication, X509 authentication via certificates, username, password information if you have that, and so forth. We also have false positives. You can enable or disable new server discovery or avoid false positives and so forth. And on the engine we have web spider settings that you can set of the maximum URL, which for the free version it is actually 500. Also timeout settings, reset settings, and also supported server technologies. If you know what they're running, you can actually check some of these checkboxes to assist you with that. That'll then also check specifically for those scenarios. So I believe in this case here what we can do is use the let's see, it's running an Apache server, so it's probably going to have some type of CGI and scripts available. So let's go ahead and just leave it there and look at the miscellaneous. Here we can also add in the additional hosts to scan and so forth along with that as well. Let's go ahead and just hit next here, and then we'll kind of look at the overall what we're going to be doing, and let's go ahead and start the session. Here it has restricted to the first 500 pages, as I mentioned, and let's go ahead and hit OK. So what it's going to do now, it's going to go ahead and scan the site, or actually once I hit start scan, it'll scan the site. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. You can see here we can bring some additional threads in here, which will speed up the process. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up to 15, so it's going to make it pretty noisy, but it will speed up the process. For the mile2 website, it takes about 40-50 minutes or so to do just a scan on here, so we'll see how long it takes for us today. And I'm going to go ahead and pause it for now, and then we'll look at the results from there. And like I said, feel free to download it, try it out, and also look at the comparisons between the different versions of N Stalker. There are definitely a lot of capabilities that we have with the paid version. However, with the free, sometimes you get what you pay for. So, but it is definitely a nice starter if you just wanted to kind of just maybe do an initial scan on the site and not have any advanced features available, where other free commercial products may give you more capabilities than this. But needless to say, check out the site and look at the comparison there. We're going to go ahead and let this run, and then we'll check out the results here as soon as it's done. Alright, so we can see here now, after about an hour and 22 minutes or so, that we now have it in standby mode, and We can now run manual attacks, so press the close button to finish. But let's just see what we got here. As you can see here, we have the site tree. This gives us pretty much what's on the site in regards to different folder directories and such, and any pages that are in the root and all that fun stuff. Any kind of cookies that it's handing out, scripts that it's running. So here we have 223 scripts. We also have comments within, web forms, 90 web forms, 1 email, broken pages, hidden fields. So there's a lot of cool things, and as you notice here we have the robots.txt file. What do we have that here? Here on our broken pages, robots text. If we click on here, you'll notice that we actually should have the contents of that within. Well, since they're broken files, I guess we wouldn't be able to see them, right? But we should be able to get to the robots.txt file straight from the actual site. So what we can do here is actually go to the site tree, for instance, scroll down here to the RRR robots.txt file, and we double click, and there it should open up. Voila! So here's our robots.txt file, and what we want to be able to do is actually look at the details. Here we go, object information, hidden fields, web form 0, server information tells us here it's an Apache 2215 running on Unix modules. We actually want to see the details of what's within the actual robots.txt file. We should have a option here. Let's go ahead and open a browser. And what we should be able to do is actually see what's within the robots.txt file. And this is where we have all of the directories and such, where the browsers, any of the spidering browsers and so forth that are going out, search engines, are not allowed in. Give this a second to load here. And as you can see, we have, from the information, there's really nothing on vulnerabilities that we have here. So they've done a good job on patching things up since the last time we've done a scan on it. And again, the different options that you can see that are available, again, my recommendation is to actually check out their website and look at the differences between their different versions. They have, I believe, 3 different versions, along with the free edition that they compare against and such. So you can see here, again, with our robots.txt file, they're basically disallowing these directories from being spidered. So there you have it. It's pretty sweet, pretty nice. Again, for a nice little tool. Again, free stuff. Not a bad job at all. It's just functionality. If you wanted to get a lot more information, you probably want to go with a paid subscription on something like that. All right, very well. Okay, so this concludes the N Stalker demo. But again, just like I said, try it out and see if there's some benefit here for you within your organization. If so, go out there and buy it, and if not, and there you have it. So, all right, great. Thanks for sticking around on this.